Good afternoon, Aloha gang. I'm Ambu Badger and I got two packs over here from 511 I'm going to be doing a quick head-to-head review on. On my right over here in the gray is the UCR, and on my left in navy blue, or as they like to call it, Night Watch, is the LV10. From the outset, they do both look very similar. After all, they're both sling packs. They're both made by 511. They're roughly the same size, the UCR having a 14-liter capacity, whereas the LV10 has a 13-liter capacity. They both have carry handles, compartments, and tie-down straps in roughly the same areas, and they're also both set up for right-handed carry. However, this is meant to be an everyday carry type bag that allows you to stash your CCW. As you can see, I got a Glock 23 plus 2 mags, whereas this pack over here is meant more for active shooter or trauma type response. Now I'm going to dive into both of these bags, so stick around. Now I purchased this bag with the intent of making it kind of like a Swiss Army knife, if you will. I was going to throw in some IV supplies, some trauma dressings, some medications, my BP cuff, and basically I would just throw this thing over my shoulder and go instead of lugging around the trauma kit and the ALS bag. However, the way the compartments are set up inside, this really lends itself well to like a mass casualty trauma type scenario. Basically, you need a lot of dressings that you got to get to right away, and it's a lot of the same type of dressings. You want to carry like maybe 3 or 4 tourniquets, a whole ton of 4x4s, several chest seals. You know what, this is the bag for you. There's not a lot of individualization in there, and actually, I think that's where this thing shines. Before I get to the inside of the bag, let's go ahead and start with the outside. I did replace some of the zipper pulls with my own. The ones that you get from the store aren't going to look like this, so don't expect that. On the outside of the bag over here, we have some Velcro. I threw a couple patches on there for identification. The MOLLE webbing I love because I can loop in a flashlight. I can throw my Sharpie in there, my ballpoint pen, because, you know, computer goes down, you still got to write paper charts. On the bottom, we have these compression straps, but they also serve as cargo tie downs. In fact, I got a small Patagonia bag that I keep a BVM in. I stash that inside here. On the back of the bag against the body, we have this compartment with elasticized mesh. I keep trauma shears in there. You know, I usually keep trauma shears on my belt, so those are my backup ones. I also have these opposing zippers, so you can open it from either side. And there is some elastic inside there that allows you to secure things, but I got like 4-inch gauze rolls, and they're packed so tight they're not going to move anywhere anyways. Over here on the lid of the bag, I got this small green zipper pull that I installed. Well, you think green, you think neon green, you think zombies, right? You think biohazard. Well, that's why my N95 and my gloves are in there. The compression strap on this side, I got a knockoff Grimlock carabiner that I throw a 1-inch transport tape. And this compression strap serves to stop the flap from opening all the way. Open it part way, I can access all the little snivel gear like small dressings, band-aids, alcohol wipes, and the such. If I want to open it up all the way, take off these compression straps, pull the zippers all the way down, and now I can reveal everything else I have. As you can see, it has a very generous main compartment. I got 3 cat tourniquets stashed here. I got a bunch of hyphen vent chest seals, some hemostatic dressings, as well as a bunch of 4x4s, a small CPR mask, because you never know, and some wound packing material over here, as well as a bunch of gauze, and triangular dressings to make makeshift tourniquets with. I have NPAs, I got OPAs, some more gauze rolls over here. This is pretty much how I keep the bag set up, and I'm going to use this for any time there's a mass casualty incident with a lot of patients with a lot of traumatic injuries. Now this bag over here is the LV10. Definitely a lot lower profile. This is meant to be an everyday carry type pack. On the outside of the bag, completely absent of any Velcro or MOLLE webbing, which is good. You know, it doesn't really stand out that much. There's a small outer pocket over here. Good for carrying small items, you know. You probably fit a couple, you fit like a wallet in there, passport, that sort of thing. We do have compression straps on the side, but unlike the UCR, you cannot unclip these compression straps. I was a little dismayed with that. I wanted something that I could take off if needed. There's also compression straps on the bottom, like the UCR, but this one uses 1-inch buckles instead of the 1.5. The interesting feature about this bag, though, is there's this little hidden pocket here, which is a perfect size for like a hydro flask or maybe a water bottle. You could even take an umbrella or maybe even a rain jacket, roll that up and pack it in there if you feel it's necessary. On the back of the bag, we do have this nice mesh material which makes it a little bit breathable, and they stitch in these air channels to allow for airflow. Over here is where we have our compartment that holds your firearm. There are some Velcro stays. You can easily pull those away. There's a Velcro field that allows you to stash your firearm, or you can even take the holster of your choice and loop it through this webbing. And fortunately, I had a I had a magazine pouch over here that Velcro on it already, so that fits right in there. Going to the lid of the compartment, just like the UCR, there's also provisions to stash things. I got my wallet in there. It's felt lined, unlike the UCR pack, so you can throw your iPro in there and not worry about scratching it up. Obviously, these aren't the zipper pulls that came with it. I changed that out on mine. Unlike the UCR, the main compartment does not open up all the way, but you do get some pretty interesting goodies in here. Like here's this Velcro webbing with a moly laser type cut pattern. There's also the smaller dividers over here for, I don't know, notepads, tissue papers, pens, flashlights, pretty much anything else you'd want to EDC. There is a padded divider, and that makes for a good little spot to put your iPad. This is a iPad mini, I think. At the top over here, we have two small mesh pouches. I got a clip bar in mine. This is definitely a lot lower key pack than the UCR, but you know, there are some things that are left to be desired. I mean, for one thing, this zipper is kind of on the small side. I do like the fact that they have the backing of the zipper facing out, so that kind of acts like a little dust cover, if you will. But if you look at this zipper, this small coil zipper, and you contrast that to the one on the UCR, look how big and beefy this zipper is over here. I like this. I can get this open right away. I really wish they used the same zipper on the LV10. This is showing the compression straps on the bottom, obviously 1 inch versus 1.5 inches. You can take both of them off if need be. But like I was saying over here, these compression straps, you can tighten them or you can loosen them, but only the UCR allows you to take them off completely. If you go to the front of the strap, you can obviously position this wherever you want. I got Velcro on there, so you can see there's basically 4 places you can put this. On the LV10, there's 5 channels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, there's a 6th one if you count that one up there. There's no Velcro over here, but I don't know, maybe you can slash a knife inside of there if you really felt it was necessary. There is some webbing over here, just like on the UCR, which makes it useful for clipping like an ID badge, or I don't know, maybe if you want to stash a small Camelback bladder, you can run the line over there. One big difference on the straps, however, is a UCR pack, the strap does allow you to take it off. There's a Fastex removal buckle right over there. If you look on the LV10, however, you can't take it off. Instead, there is a ratchet that allows you to pull the slack out if necessary. And you know what? It doesn't even do that very well. Still, I'm getting used to it, and I'm trying to use it as intended. It's work in progress. So all in all, both of these bags are very well thought out, very well constructed. They use good material. I really love the zipper on this UCR. I mean, that thing is just butter smooth. Look how easy that opens. Gets around the curves easily too. And I really wish they implemented that zipper on this LV10. This takes a little work. I mean, you know, when you get it at the right angle, it does open easy for you, but you can feel the difference with this one. The organization inside this bag is good. I do like the fact that you don't have like an overabundance of little compartments here and there. It seems to be just right, or at least for me, that's my opinion. I really wish, however, they had a different buckle on here. I mean, this Nexus buckle, this thing pops up fast if I ever need to get this thing off. This guy, well, I can loosen it up and try to drop it around my ankles, or I guess I can take it over my shoulders, or I can cut it. That's pretty much your 3 options right there. We'll see. Maybe I'll put something else on there and we'll see how it turns out. I'm going to be taking this bag with me to Tokyo in a couple months, and might even take it with me on a trip to New Zealand too. Anyways, 511, you knocked it out of the park with this one, and if you guys make a Gen 2 of this LV10, I would like to see some improvements on that. See you all later.